first carry now for Kareem Hunt. And that one goes for about 6 as he's taken down just shy of the 45.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Mayfield gives this one to Hunt. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
And Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does. It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key first downs and big runs.
Mayfield on play action. Throw left side, caught by the tight end Njoku. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Jarvis Landry, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Check 41. Watch the screen, watch the screen. Watch the screen.
Mayfield now. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. The Pro Bowler Odell Beckham, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down.
All right, that one fell incomplete there, but the best quarterbacks, they'll miss on 40% of their throws, somewhere in that neighborhood, similar to a great hitter in baseball who's going to fail 7 out of 10 times and still have a great year. In this case, you want perfection, but way better that it hits the ground instead of going to an opposite color jersey.
Now on 3rd down, that pass knocked down in the backfield and incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. So the opening drive does yield points, maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating first downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 16. Out of the gun, Watson to the right side and complete to Thomas. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
And with the play clock running low, Bill O'Brien's going to signal for a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Here's a 4-receiver look now. 3 of those guys out to the right side on 2nd and 8.
Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone. 54! 58, right over there. Right over there. Hot 58, right there. Hey, watch the screen. Watch the screen.
To throw is Watson. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A gain there of 30 big ones.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. The big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10.
You're going to see me in your nightmares. Kill. Say.
On the ground, this is Lamar Miller. And he's going to take this across the 50 into Browns territory. The tackle made by the linebacker, Joe Schobert.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Tackles. And go. Mike
Watson with a give to Miller. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves him with a 3rd and 3.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
And for the Browns, a nickel set here on 3rd down. From the gun, here's Watson. Throw left side, completes a QT. Well, they just keep marching right along. 1st down on a pickup of 8 there. Nice job keeping that opening drive alive, and they're in plus territory, that part of the field where you really want to convert on 3rd down. They did.
Big-time pickup for them, and now I think the aggressive play callers think to themselves, this part of the field, I take my shot at the end zone, because the closer you get to the end zone, the field gets condensed. Makes it a lot tougher to run those routes. You still got a chance to actually run past people right now. Take your shot at the end zone early in the down and distance count.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Hey. 49, check 49.
Now the former Illinois man, it's Josh Ferguson. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go. It's a loss of 1 on 1st down.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 37-yard line.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11.
Check 31. Joker, check 59. Switch. Alert.
A shotgun snap for Watson. Blitz coming, and down he goes. In for the sack, Myles Garrett. Following the sack, it's now 3rd and long for Watson and the Texans.
Rush in. Hatchet.
So that'll back him up 5. After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long.
Crunch. Big Ed. Undercrunch. Right over there, right over there. Yeah, yeah. Mike, 58, right there. I got it. 59, 59. Hey, 58 is the Mike. Go, 58 is the Mike.
Watson operating from the gun. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. On 4th down, here's Trevor Daniel. The Browns drive about to get started. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that. And they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. They'll run with Hunt on 2nd down. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. 3 yards is the pickup, but it leaves him still needing 11 here on 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. And he's got his man. That's Landry. And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down.
First down, Browns.
Set, 180. 55. Nice, sweetheart.
On 1st and 10, Mayfield. Looking left side, that's caught by Landry. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
Right there.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 35-yard line.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
That's track. Point it right, point it right, point it right. Greystone, Travis. Shoot. Up.
Mayfield looks to throw. Slide it, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. The lightning rod, J.J. Watt with a sack. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it. But it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
3rd and long for Mayfield. He's got his tight end, David Njoku. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. One heck of a 3rd down conversion, 33 yards. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. He's got Njoku over the middle. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. David Njoku, 42 yards. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. Joseph now to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Nothing for them yet from an offensive standpoint, down 10-zip as they come up 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground. It's Lamar Miller. That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
On 2nd down, it's Miller. A gain of just a yard, but it's a 1st down.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a 1st down, pick it up, and keep moving.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
53, check 53. Let's go.
Play action for Miller. Now Watson. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Well, let's have some fun while we have a minute here. Fantasy drafts are in full swing. I know I've got my family fantasy draft coming up, Charles. Who would be your top 3 picks? I know that you're a noted fantasy football expert, so who would you take?
Well, you've got to start with guys who are going to touch the football and put it in the end zone, right? You got to score points. How about Saquon Barkley with the Giants? You know he's going to run it. He's going to catch it. When they get desperate, they may actually have him return it as well. Alvin Kamara is an absolute matchup nightmare for everyone. And Christian McCaffrey, did he ever come off the field last year? And, you know, this guy, he's a threat to be a 1,000-yard runner and a 1,000-yard receiver, as is Kamara. So this is going to be fun to watch. I can't wait to see those guys do their thing, but there are plenty of other guys out there, too. If Zeke comes along, you got to take him. Melvin Gordon, if they both come to camp, we'll see how that works out. How about Todd Gurley and his health? Because, boy, when he touches the ball, great things usually happen.
And then wondering, someone like Le'Veon Bell took the year off, now a new offense. But if he starts going like he used to, he's obviously going to be a good one.
Fresh legs is what you're counting on with Le'Veon Bell and a fresh start in New York with the Jets. And if you're looking for an exciting rookie, remember this. Kyler Murray's going to get the ball from the first snap.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Terrence Mitchell. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they had to go the length of the field last time out to get into the end zone. And with this starting field position, they're going to have to pretty much do it again.
And I think the thought process going into it is, hey, if you have to be methodical, go ahead and do that. But what you really want are a couple of big plays. Eat up chunks of yardage and cut down the number of times you have to snap the football.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Mayfield looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Hunt. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a 1st down. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll pay a visit to Jonathan Coachman. He's in Orlando, and he'll have our EA Sports halftime report. And now a throw here secured by his running back out of the backfield. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A gain of 10 as they look to add on to this 10-point lead. Mayfield now 7 of 10 here in this first half, and he's got a 1st and 10. Mayfield leaves it for Hunt on the draw. And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Play action now. Here's Mayfield. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Tashawn Gibson. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. Landry, the intended target. Well, Charles, if you think so far the early part of the preseason, who has stood out? If you take a peek back at the draft, the first round, it was pretty defensively minded, but there were 3 quarterbacks taken. Kyler Murray 1st, Daniel Jones 6th, Dwayne Haskins 15th. Of those guys, they've looked pretty good. I
agree with you, Brandon. When you talk about those 3 quarterbacks, and you're right, the rest of the draft, we're talking about big linemen, right? We're talking about defensive players, not a lot of skilled players in the first round. But let's take the quarterbacks very quickly. Kyler Murray, by acclamation, went to Arizona. Everyone excited about it. And I think his team remains excited about his prospects. They're eager to see him play. He became the starter as soon as he was drafted. Daniel Jones, that was a different situation in New York. The fans weren't real excited about him coming in. But the reason they drafted him has a similar demeanor and talent to Eli Manning, and he's acquitting himself quite nicely in the early going. And Dwayne Haskins a little more up and down in Washington, but they love the big arm of this guy, and he's back at home. Remember, he grew up in Potomac, Maryland.
Mike, number 53. 55. Here we go, let's bring it. 55. Let's go, let's bring it. Let's bring it. He's crashing. He's checking crash. Come on. Mike, 53. 53. Mike. Hey, 55. I'm gonna let you play.
On 1st down, it's Watson. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
What we got? Kill. Hey, 31. I got him. On me. 53 is the mic. 53 is the mic. Hey, watch the slant. Watch the slant. Watch twist. Line him, go. Check 26. 53 is the line him, go.
Throwing again is Watson. Escaping the pressure right. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout called. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
All day, defense, all day.
Final play of the half, Mayfield. And he completes it to Hunt. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. From the 24, Watson. The hook up on the right side to Hopkins. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. On first down, Watson. He's letting this one go for Fuller. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by the former first-round pick, Demarius Randall. And he will take it across midfield and down to the 45. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Hurry! 41's the mic. 41's the mic. Check.
On first down, they'll run with Hunt. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
On first down, they go right back to Hunt. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point. Going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Back-to-back good plays. Have them on the move on first down. Throwing, Mayfield. His throw caught right around the 6. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays.
Let's go. 41 Mike. 41 Mike. Right here. 41 Mike.
From the gun, Mayfield. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Zach Cunningham with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
As much football as we watch, we've seen this work many times. In the red zone, first down, take a shot at the end zone, and points result. In this case, though, give credit to the defense. They outguessed them, were prepared, and intercepted the pass.
Mike, 58, right there. You got double up. And go. 58's the mic. Go 58's the mic. I'm trying to collect. And go.
They begin with a run by Miller. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. A loss of 2 there, second down.
But if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's second and 12.
54. 31.
From the end zone, Watson. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Denzel Ward. When you're on your own 1-yard line like they were, oftentimes you're thinking just run on any down, get some space. There they elect to throw it. It cost them.
You get the sense that they were banking on the element of surprise, right? Everyone expects you to run it there. Let's take a shot. Let's throw it. Try and create some space, some room. And it went awry, didn't it?
And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Mayfield. His pass caught at the 4. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. From 13 yards out. And the Browns take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes our score 17-0. Joseph now to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They're down 17-0, really needing to find that offensive spark on this drive as they have it with a 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And that's caught inside the 30. And they finally do get him, but not before he reaches the 27. Watson to Hopkins for a huge hookup. 53 yards. So that changes things in a big way. Now from all the way down inside the 30, here's 1st and 10. Watson going to give this one to Miller. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. The defense showing some anger after giving up the big play. This time they'll lose 1 or 2. On 2nd and 12, Watson. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. It's a 4-yard pickup, and they're going to have a 3rd down.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the next step in utilizing this position is to actually utilize more of a scat back in this spot. Because we saw the catch there, right? He made it, but he's a bigger, stronger guy, maybe not quite as elusive as maybe someone else you would put there.
Yeah, didn't get the big yardage there you might out of a smaller back.
Check 25, check 25, check 3. Time, go. 24. Time, go.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. And now here is another interception. Picked off at the 15. And this one will be brought back to the 22. Well, Charles, while we have a moment, you know what we need to do here is give a nod to the new Hall of Famers who were brought into Canton and inducted on August the 3rd. Champ Bailey, Pat Bolin, Gil Brandt, Tony Gonzalez, Ty Law, Kevin Mawai, Ed Reed, and Johnny Robinson, all part of the class.
Fantastic class. When you talk about guys who played at a top level, obviously they're Hall of Famers. But what I found interesting about it is you've got a great pass catcher, the best pass-catching tight end in history, in Tony Gonzalez. How would he like to work against this secondary? Champ Bailey and Ty Law at corner, Ed Reed and Johnny Robinson at safety. Good luck trying to get open against those 4. What a matchup that would have been. But it was a terrific night for those gentlemen. Congratulations. And, of course, Ed Reed's bust will go down in history because they got the hair exactly right. And Ed had a ball up there in his Hall of Fame speech.
And remember, next year they're going to celebrate the centennial year of the NFL with a special class of 20. So get ready for those speeches.
I wonder if they'll do it like Johnny Robinson this year, who actually submitted a video instead of going up to the podium. And his speech was about 5 minutes long, which is probably about the right length.
Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Mayfield to throw it. Finding Harris over the middle. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
Well, they were unable to make anything really big out of that, but it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost his bread and butter. It's a good running back dive play.
They go with Chubb on 2nd down. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the 1st down marker, and now it's 3rd down. They'll try to run for the first down with Hunt. And an alley to run. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Come on.
Now Mayfield. And this is caught for a Browns touchdown by Landry. A 5-yard touchdown catch. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
Regular.
Let's go. Check.
Hey, Alpha.
Here's Mayfield. And this is going to be caught. So add 2 more to the lead as they continue to pour it on here in the 4th. Joseph now to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And not a particularly good return here as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be 2nd down.
And we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But, you know, there's some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that they had him. Instead, he was coated in Teflon and got away.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Watson looking left side and completing it to Thomas. 12 yards there and a 1st down.
Nice job, nice patience right there. Put him on the right side, let him work his way across, put the ball in his hands, and let him work his way upfield with a catch.
Watson now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Watson. Thomas has got it, complete. A 9-yard pickup, just 1 yard away from 3 consecutive 1st down plays.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Watson. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they're going to have another 1st down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 40. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now, right at the 40.
Check 13. Check 13.
Watson looks to throw again. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. Thomas, the intended target, and it's 3rd down.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. To throw on 3rd down, Watson. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Myles Garrett picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. And the pressure gets to him again. The D-tackle Sheldon Richardson came barreling in for the sack.
Now, you know I don't often have sympathy for quarterbacks, but in this situation, I don't know what else he could do. 4th down, so he can't just throw the ball away. He's got to find a way to try and make a play, but the pressure ended up getting to him.
Pressure got to him. Really big sack and a turnover here on downs.
Let's go.
Play fake. Mayfield. Wide open receiver complete. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
And now we've hit that stage of the game, partner, where one of our predecessors, one of the great commentators of all time, he used to sing in this situation when this game appeared to be over.
I know the fat lady's been singing for some time.
No, not her at all. This is one of our guys.
But she's singing, too.
Oh, she's singing. She's
on, like, the 5th tune.
Yeah, she left Scales way behind, but he used to sing something about turning out the lights. The party was over.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that will extend this big lead. Joseph now to kick this one away.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned it 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by the linebacker, Joe Schobert. And he'll get it all the way down inside the 35-yard line.
So many times we end a game, and as we're recapping it, we're talking about what offenses did and how they won the game. Let's flip this one over. The defense, they frustrated the offense the entire ball game. That's why they're walking out of here with a victory.
And they're going to love to walk out of here with that as their final act, that interception. Good way for them to end it. Now this one complete downfield on the left side. A good pickup there for the Browns, 15 yards. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll toss it to Hunt. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. 15 yards last play and 15 yards here this go-around. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. They'll try to run with Hunt, and they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. And, my friend, I think it's safe to say that this game is pretty much deceased at this point. It's taken a knee, so to speak.
It is definitely this victory formation. Take the snap, take the knee, call it a night, call it a game, call it whatever. I agree with you totally. I don't think there's much left to get except for those who want to run up the score.
I knew this was over about a minute ago when you took your stat sheet and just flipped it over your shoulder in the trash can.
Yeah, that's similar to the guys cutting tape off right before the game's over. We know this thing's done.
At their own 25-yard line.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
don't forget today. don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today, coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
From the 29, Watson to the right side, complete to Miller. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Watch the slant.
Here's Watson to throw on 3rd down. Now a desperation throw. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Demarius Randall. And the return stops just a little bit shy of midfield at the 48-yard line. How about one last great play defensively, and that should, for all intents and purposes, finish off this shutout.
That's as good a defensive performance as we've seen in a long, long time. And I know as a team they will celebrate. But I will guarantee you the defensive guys, they'll get together somewhere and have their own private celebration. A shutout, that's something to be cherished.
Caught left side, it's Beckham. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. Well, the lead late in the 4th, and Mayfield's going to throw it. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off here by Aaron Colvin. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
The Texans take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They are down big. They have not scored a single point. I don't know, are they so defeated? And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Myles Garrett getting him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. One last throw here for Watson. So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the heart of Texas and the very wonderful AT&T Stadium in Arlington. Obviously, they do everything big here in Dallas, and the introduction to the Cowboys, no exception. They're set for football in Big D as their guys will do battle with the Denver Broncos. Marr now to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard. Line.
Here we go. Over first and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Here we go, here we go. 60 outlaw. 54. I got you. Get it.
Now the first carry here for Phillip Lindsay. They give him 4 yards there. Second and 6.
Leighton Vander Esch on the tackle.
All day, baby. Good
4
stuff.
yards on the pickup. Second and 6 at the 30-yard line.
Ready
The
up.
run got 4. Now they deal with a second and 6. On second down, a run with Lindsay. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 11 yards there, first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Lock throwing on target to Fant. A gain of 6 there on first. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's second and 4. Lock going to throw. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Anthony Brown right there to knock it away.
They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That'll allow him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely. Frees up your guys elsewhere. They'll find Lindsay here. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
And from that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb.
Here we go. 47. Check, 47. Yo.
Now the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
At the 4-yard line.
Oh, you got deep?
Watch tight end. Watch tight end. Tight end's right. Tight end's right.
Here we go, 46. Let's go, hey. Go, Mike 34. Mike 34. Check.
Check 3. Check
26.
Watch
26.
Out of the gun, here's Prescott. Got an open man, it's Michael Gallup. And they'll bring him down right around the 13. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down. Came up a little short on the last pass play. They did get 9 yards out of it, leaving him with his 3rd and 1.
There we go, count. 26.
47 is the mic. 47 is the mic. Get this one.
26.
From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Forced it, and he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. Adam Gotsis, the Aussie, with a sack.
No doubt that's a very good play defensively right there, because you've always got to be aware that he can take off and make a big play with his legs. How about the way they were able to contain him? That also tells me the coverage was excellent downfield.
And take it right on the 30. Well, that's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Let's go now.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
I'm here all day. I'm here all day.
On 1st and 10, it's Lindsey. There he goes left side. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Phillip Lindsey, 36 yards. As his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep your assignments. Let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking. Beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
McManus's point after is good, and it's now a 7-0 game. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And not a particularly good return here as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive, almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple.
Go to 54. Line.
Alert 3. Kill. Hey, turn it up. Shoot. Watch the shoot.
26.
Prescott. Flushed out right. Wide open, Amari Cooper. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. That one good for a 1st down pickup of 18 yards. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
Jim.
Here we go, 47.
Trump. 47's the mic, boy. 47. Check. 47. I'm coming.
They just get the play off. Now Prescott. To the left side and complete for Amari Cooper. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
Here I come. Check 24. Check 24. Out, 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 out. Bang, 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 bang.
From the pistol, here's Elliott. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
Keep playing.
That's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 1.
After 7-0 on EA Sports. Started the second quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession. And they're driving, but they come up on a 3rd and short here. Throwing, Prescott, complete to Jason Witten. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. Dak finding his tight end Witten, and the Cowboys have a first down. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 43. Now Elliott. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Hey, watch the slant.
Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping.
On second down, Elliott.
Check, 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 check.
Elliott a first down and more. And some room to roam now. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott, 43 yards, as they are now on the board here in the first half. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Things progressing to plan so far. Their defense has been solid, and they've got themselves a 7-0 lead after the touchdown the last time they had the ball.
And this is no time to even think about, hey, are we going to milk the clock? Hey, are we just going to do ball control? This is the NFL. 7-0 leads, they don't last very long unless you continue to push the envelope on offense.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Now Locke. That's caught over the middle by Fant. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A gain of 28 yards there and give them a first down. So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 46. They'll run the toss. It's Lindsey. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. It's a 6-yard loss on the play. And it'll be a 2nd and long.
Let's pick it up. It's out of time, guys. Out of time. Let's get off the field. Let's get off the field.
Hey, I-7.
Right there. 54, right there.
Now Locke throwing on second down. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. The tank, DeMarcus Lawrence with a sack.
Well, this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say. When you have obvious passing situations, hard to vary it up and fool a defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're coming, and you never know exactly how. They can be exotic in their blitzes, or their athletic ability just takes over.
On 3rd and long, it's Locke. And the catch made. This is Emmanuel Sanders. And he takes this down deep on the Cowboys side of the field. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
And he's got it. A gain of 7 that time. 2nd goal.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Good yardage on 1st down. Now can they punch it in on 2nd? And he will take it in for a Bronco touchdown. Andy Janovich taking it in. And the Broncos push further out in front. And that's why you have the fullback, Charles. Couldn't get it into play before with the smaller guy. Turned to a little more power. They score it.
And now it has to warm the hearts of a lot of old-school football fans. They love when they get to see a little bit of power football.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Prescott on 1st down. Hit from behind, and he's going to be driven down. Credit the sack to Von Miller. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. A reminder, coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will join us from Orlando with our halftime report, but business to take care of before we get there.
A 2-minute drill before the coach's 2-minute drill.
Let's go, hey. Go.
Now on 2nd and 16, Prescott. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Will Parks, and he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line. Cooper was the target there. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
You can't block me.
Yeah.
54,
On 1st down, it's Lindsey, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Defensively, it was Leighton Vander Esch up from his linebacker spot.
Here we go. Set. 60 outlaw.
Let's go.
Bravo.
On 2nd and 15 now. Locke. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd. The turnover put them in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
Here's Locke. Screen pass to Lindsey. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 14, but they're still a little bit short as it brings up 4th. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. Do you like the call?
I do. I think it's a high-percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
And no signs of the field goal unit. They're going for it on 4th down.
54 Mike. 54 Mike. Check. Watch Mike. 54. Let's go, team.
Yeah.
They'll try and run for Wojnarowicz. And he's not even going to come close to picking up the first. They stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Vance Joseph can hardly bear to watch. And the Cowboys defense is going to get him the football back. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. Now the question, what do you do here? Time not really an issue. You got over a minute, but you figure from this spot you'd need a good 50, 60 yards to even consider a field goal try.
Yeah, so there's optimism there, but there's also a little bit of restraint, right? You got to make sure you don't take a sack here. Don't end up in the end zone. Ball gets stripped. You could give up 2 points in that occasion, or maybe even 6 if you can't get on it and recover it yourself. So make sure you protect the guy throwing the football if indeed that's the plan of attack.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
At the 17-yard line.
Watch the twins. 4-7's a mic. 4-7's a mic.
You don't want none, baby. You don't want none. Hey, you don't want to see me.
Here's Prescott rolling to his left. Now he'll throw deep left side. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe you want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive.
Check 9, check 9. Check 50, check 50. Hey, check 5.
Prescott from the gun on 3rd. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. Out now comes the Cowboys punter, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Fielded at the 33. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And control of the football, switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Hey, Zoo.
Check 5. Watch it,
Throwing on 1st down is Locke. That'll be caught right side by Hamilton. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Locke now, 9 of 11 passing in this first half. He's got his guys at 1st and 10.
5.
55, Mark 55. Here we go.
Locke now on 1st down. He's got his big tight end, Fant. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. And the timeout comes in with 2 seconds remaining. So they can trot out the field goal unit for the try before we hit the lockers. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash mark, this a 43-yard attempt. And McManus able to put it through. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down, 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. There's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. 16 yards, a first down.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do, and it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He had told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there. You know, kind of like put up on the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
Prescott's throw going to be caught by Gallup. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Another strong gain on the last two plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 48-yard line. A first down carry by Elliott. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. Again, it's Elliott. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down. A tough run by Ezekiel Elliott, the 4th overall pick in the 2016 draft.
If you watch tape of him in college, you saw plenty of those runs, because I know the highlights showed him in the open field breaking away from people, but that's how he wore down defenses, those exact type of runs.
Hey, kill. We own.
On 1st and 10, Prescott. And is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Picked off by Bryce Callahan. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, we got a second. We remind you that the Madden Championship Series is back and better than ever. August 30th through September 1st, you can watch the top Madden competitors face off in Arlington, Texas for a total prize pool of $190K. Tune in and watch it. Twitch.tv/EA Madden NFL, 2:30 p.m. Eastern, August 30th and 31st, and then 10:30 a.m. Eastern on September 1st to see if Skimbo can go back-to-back as a Madden Classic champion. A run there on first down and a pretty good one at 5 yards, so make it 2nd and 5. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Back to the ground, this time with Freeman. He's at the 50, 30, 20, 10, and all the way home for a Broncos score. Royce Freeman, 85 yards. And the Broncos push further out in front. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit. Get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, second half, no matter what. Whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever. This was a big score to start the second half.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he's going to be out of bounds on the return. Not a great return. They'll start back around the 17. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the intercept. And the Broncos get there and take him down. Von Miller able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship. Watch the ship.
After the sack on first down, Prescott. This one caught left side by Cooper. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's third down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Kill. 27.
Prescott from the gun. Looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's fourth down. Out now comes the Cowboys punter, standing just outside his own goal line. It's taken to the 26. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And possession will switch hands, first and 10.
At their own 36-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
Let's go one more. Double tight. Double tight.
3 down.
On second and 9, Locke completes it to Fant on the right side. A big play there on the catch and run. 59 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
48 Mike.
Right here. That's what I do.
Check 48 to Mike. Check 48.
Shotgun snap to Locke. And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Deshaun Hamilton there to make the grab. And the Broncos push further out in front. The touchdown all set up by the big play one snap before, but they finish it off here with a shorter completion, this time for the score.
I like how they stuck with what got them there, right? The big pass play. Got the momentum going, right? You create it with a play like that, and you come right back with another pass play to finalize things off.
And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
First and 10. At their own 17-yard line.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
10 yards on the pickup. It's second and inches. At the 27-yard line.
On second and very short, Prescott going for the deep ball. And that's caught inside the 35. And he takes it all the way down to the 28-yard line. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the fourth, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back, They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
The excellent play last time is followed by a much more routine gain of 3. They go to Elliott again. They'll be brought down at the 21 after a pickup of 4.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back.
Ezekiel Elliott going to take it the distance. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Cowboys get a bit closer. This time, the extra point up and good. And that'll cut the lead down to 18. Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. All of a sudden, they have quite a bit of breathing room. This was a one-score game, but touchdowns on their last 2 drives, and now comfort is here, so to speak.
It certainly is for them. I've been in this situation before on the flip side of this. And all that's going on there is a little bit of finger pointing. Hey, what's going on? How can we stop them? Can someone make a play to try and stop this momentum?
Well, they're going to be ball hawking because they need a turnover on that other side. From the 27, Locke flush to his right, and that's incomplete. How good has he been throwing the football, though? And despite that incompletion, that's just the 3rd time he's been off target this entire game.
And, Brandon, I've been on the other side of this equation, trying to defend a guy who's been this hot, and it chips away at your confidence. And when you're not confident when you're trying to defend, it makes you slower to the football, and it leads to more completions for them.
Throwing his Lock on 3rd down. Sanders shaking and baking. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup. Lock now, 13 of 16 throwing the football. It's 1st and 10. A run with Lindsey out of the gun. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Sean Lee, the Pro Bowler, there for the tackle. Another run by Lindsey. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. And now on 3rd down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the 1st. From the gun on 3rd down, Locke got him in. He finds Sanders. And he's going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 28.
I know retirement ceremonies, a rocking chair is often one of the major gifts, but don't give this guy one just yet. He may be plus 30, but my goodness, how about that effort?
Yeah, he's not that old. Hey, I'm on the wrong side of 32.
You okay? You feel all right?
I'll be all right.
Okay.
I just need some chocolate and a box of tissues. He was brought down by Malik Collins. They'll go again with Lindsey. Well, now Lindsey lost the football. And it's picked up by the Cowboys. And they will take over at the 26-yard line.
Well, maybe it hasn't exactly been a Rembrandt, but they've been mistake-free to this point and finally cough it up. I don't think it's going to cost them the game. They should be fine. But, boy, they're going to hate that, going back and watching tape and being able to say we were that close to achieving our goal of 0 turnovers during the game.
A little blemish, but as you say, still comfortably in command. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 26. They'll start the drive with Elliott. The All-Pro Von Miller there on the tackle.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
From the 30 on 2nd down, Prescott, and that's Elliott, complete. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score.
Stop your whining. 6 guys. Check 6 guys. Kill, kill, kill.
Here we go, 46, 46.
To throw is Prescott. And he's able to hook up with Michael Gallup. And he will have a 1st down here at about the 40.
Here we go.
Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Scoot. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
34's a Mike. 34's a Mike. He's coming. Check him.
47.
Hey, check Mike 34. Mike 34.
Set the tone.
A 1st down throw for Prescott. He's going to let it fly. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And they will take over at the 29-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Tighten up. Let's go, D. Tighten up.
6-6. Pull it high. Safety creep.
After the turnover, here's Locke. His throw incomplete. He was trying to find Noah Fant, the tight end, but it's going to be 2nd down. They're still throwing the football here, and obviously the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
Yeah, I guess you're right. If they can get some 1st downs, just as good as running the football.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
The Broncos on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. DeMarcus Lawrence picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds remaining. The Broncos send out their punter now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. Here's Austin. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. 2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line.
Check 31. Boom, boom.
Now Prescott. Buying time to his left. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down. So now with 6 seconds remaining, we get a timeout on the field. The Cowboys on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 9.
Joker.
Here we go, 47.
One last shot now for Prescott. And he can't escape, and down he goes. So this one will wind up a Denver victory. And they say it's never easy to come into Denver to win because of the altitude. They look pretty comfortable in the altitude.
They certainly did. I'm not quite sure how they got prepared. And it's always been a big debate about what to do. I lived out there at one point. I lived in Colorado Springs. And I remember saying to someone after my second or third day there, like, this altitude thing, this is no big deal. And day 4, it hit. And it hit hard. And it took me a while to get ready and get acclimated. So some teams, they like to come in early. Try and get on a schedule and feel good with it. Other teams say, forget it. Let's not let the effects jump on us. They come in as late as possible, as close to kickoff, and play. Whatever way they did it, it worked in this one.
So that'll do it. For my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry, I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports.